So shout out to Hank the Barber, came through, laced me up for tonight's concert. I'm going as a fan to see New Edition, God, Keith Sweat, Tank, my business partner. And so I'm going out there. But when Puerto Rico wins this game, man, all these Dominican people taking care of me, they cooking, they tell you, I start thinking maybe they're going to poison this shit and all that, man. Like, I don't know. But I couldn't really scream as loud as I would scream if I was over here, right? But shout out to the Dominicans. Y'all know my godfather was Dominican, Jose Reynosa. May he rest in peace. Shout out to Power to the Patients, always fighting for the people. We going out there to the president's dinner once again with the people of Power to the Patients. If you don't know what it is, follow them on Instagram. They're fighting for you, for your rights. You have the right to know what they're charging you at the hospital. If you don't know, then they could charge you anything. Do you go anywhere in the world that you don't ask what it costs? You ask what it costs, even if you got it. That's another thing I'm thinking, right? So, all right, it's Fat Joe. He got a couple of dollars. I'm famous, right? If I go in the diner and the bill is $20 for a chicken club, if I give him a $20 tip just off GP, like, yo, $20. Is there some people who believe that I should give him a $100 tip, even though the sandwich was $20? Because I often go through this. I'm in the airport in Santo Domingo. They bring my bags. I give the dude $50. They walk away looking at it almost like, but they know the next person who uses them is only going to give them $5 or $10. Why do they look at me as a celebrity like we got to pay them more of a tip? Now, I'm a great tipper. This is not a cheap man's talk. This is not a cheap man's talk. You're Erica Ford. I see your ganja. The ganja posted, man. The ganja. Woo! Erica Ford, my sister, doing big things. But my thing is, every time I give a tip, I feel like they're judging me off of he's Fat Joe. And I'm a great tipper. I'm telling you, I'm a great tipper. I will tip. I'm not cheap. I'm obviously, if you follow me in my lifestyle, you realize he's not cheap. This man don't have a problem with blowing the bag. So yesterday, shout out to Meredith. Happy birthday. I went to my girl Meredith's party. Did a couple of songs. On the way out, I come up to Harlem. The Apollo Theater was different. D-Nice had that shit rocking. Kenny Burns, Clark Kent, sold out wall to wall. And my girl Bevy Smith was hitting me up like, yo, Joe, Harlem World, Harlem on the Rise is lit. Come through, come through. So I come through. Hey, it is what it is. It's hip-hop, right? This week I got a concert in, where we at? Me and Rem, actually, Tuesday early in the daytime, we got a concert up there in Albany. And then we go, Edgar Balanga's fighting June 24th, Madison Square Garden. I see you down there in Tampa working out, Edgar. Campeon. Get your hands ready, knock them out, knock them through the ropes. That's the type of time we on. Terror Squad, we loyal. We on that type of time. I've been telling you when the man was knocking everybody out in the first round, he's my guy, and we all the way with Edgar Balanga. We'll never switch. So he's in training camp, right? So, what I was talking about, Edgar fucked me up. I was talking about the tip. What else? So another thing, right? Which is crazy. I mean, this is why Power to the Patients is so important to the people. So I passed a pharmacy in Santo Domingo. Yo, Chef Erica, you got to stop. You've been on vacation for 3 weeks. Like, we need you back. Like, you got to stop. Chef Erica, stop playing. You've been on vacation. You ain't a spring breaker. Shout out Bum B, happy birthday. Static Selector said, Bum B, happy 50th birthday. Let me tell you about that bum BUGK. My brother got the Trill Burgers. Not only that, he's one of the most intelligent, most prolific artists of our time. And he's my brother, and I love him to death. Somebody send that to Bum B. Let him know Fat Joe loves him to death. I see Graffiti Living Legend, Mr. Cope 2 on here. Yo, Dre, what you talking about? Tip the chef, Joe. Don't stop. Stop. Hey, yo, I tip the chef. Yo, Dre, you serious, Dre? Dude, I tip. Anybody works for me is straight, Dre. They barely even work. She works. But I got a situation where anybody who works for me, they got it so good that I don't even think it's work. Like, I never had a job where the boss is cool with me. He don't bother me. He don't stress me. It's 4 in the afternoon. Rich players still ain't show up. And he had a week off. It's 4 in the afternoon. I still ain't speak to Rich the barber. And he's had a month off. I mean, like, I don't know. I got to get on my shit about how so this is what it is, man. So when you hire your friends, right? You see, LeBron made it happen. Oh, I was talking about the pharmacy, right? So in Santo Domingo, I said, let me go in the pharmacy and see if they have the medicine that I take, because I tell you I'm pre-diabetic, if they have it available. Over here in the United States, they try to charge me. Don't try. They do. $3,000. If I got the hookup, a coupon, it's $1,300. And somebody please let me know what good insurance is out there, because my shit sucks. They don't give me discounts, nothing. Right? They're too big. Maybe you can help me with that. Because I pay a lot of money in insurance for me and my whole family. And they don't cover shit. So anyway, I walk in the pharmacy in Santo Domingo. Thank you, Steve Lobel. I walk in the pharmacy, and for the medicine that I paid $3,000 without a prescription, because I didn't even know you could do that. I asked for it. They come back, it's $300. I'm paying $3,000 a month for this medicine. I'm in Santo Domingo with no prescription, no fucking hoopla, no this. Man, I bought so much medicine, you would think I was like fucking gonna sell it. Like if it was an opioid epidemic, right? But it's unfair. There's an American product, medicine. Here we pay $3,000. I happen to walk in a pharmacy, Carolex, out there. If you know about Dominican, you know. It was like, hey, you want the 1 milligram? You want the, like, what do you want? It's $310. I was like, what the? Because I paid $3,000. And so I have insurance. I pay probably way more than you in insurance. I have insurance. And so-called the best. But every time I go for it, oh, the insurance don't cover it. The insurance wants to dispute it. Oh, this and this. It's some bullshit. And so if y'all know what it is, where's the hookup? Or what insurance is the best insurance? This is the shit Power to the Patients talks about. Lucky for me, I got a couple of dollars and I can buy it. What about the hard-working men and women that don't have it? And so they inflate these prices. The shit is crazy, man. No, it ain't about big... I understand. Look, I'm a capitalist. I'm all about getting money. You talking to the wrong person. I'm all about getting money. But could somebody tell me a simple thing? If you're American and there's a product, a medicine that is American owned, born in the USA, you need a prescription. So in other words, if you don't go see a doctor to get the prescription, You could fucking die. You can't go in a Walgreens, CVS, wherever, and get it without a prescription. That's number one. Number two is, why can I go to Santo Domingo and get me the same exact American medicine for $300 that they charge me $3,000 here? I mean, I'm not crying about it. I'm just telling you, yeah, today's price is not yesterday's price. You better fucking believe it. You better believe it. And so, this shit crazy. Now, I'm going to tiptoe around this because I don't know all the details. Miami KR, what's up, my brother? I see your merchandise for sale out there. I'm not delusional. And so, I was in Santo Domingo. I'm looking on Instagram. I seen the Spanish kids beat up the black autistic kid on the train. I was outraged like you are because you know my son Joey's autistic. Plus, it brought me to the years of this picture where I used to get my ass whipped by 20 people every day. So I knew it too well. The bullying shit. I felt horrendous. Even if he wasn't autistic, but the fact that he was autistic, it was terrible, right? And I once saw a video of a woman getting raped on the train platform with hundreds of people standing there filming the shit. Like, are the American people cowards? Like, are they really fucking cowards? To where nobody could jump in for this kid that was getting jumped? Like, you could film it, but you can't jump in? You know, it's a lot of cowards out there. A lot of internet gangsters and shit like that. Cowards. You're real tough on Instagram. You're real tough on Twitter, Facebook, but you're pussy in real life. Because to watch this kid get beat up and not jump in, even if you was Latino, yeah, it looked like some racial shit. It was some Latinos and a black kid, which is very dangerous because this is exactly what we need to divide us further. Now, what happens from 5 black kids taking the train the next day and seeing the Spanish kid, Eduardo, who's minding his business, who came from working at the movie theater, and they saw that video, and they feel like beating him up. And the shit just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. This is a cancer that needs to be stopped. If those are your family, you talk to them, sit them down. Now, my brother Shabazz OG brought to our attention that the young autistic kid, they got videos of him beating up some people. I don't know. I know when you're autistic, you at a state where some kids are the sweetest, some kids can snap. If an autistic person tried to beat me up, I would run away. Because I know they don't have the same mentality like us. We don't know what triggers them or what messes them up. You know, this is why a bunch of autistic kids get murdered by the cops, because the cops pull up and they don't know that these kids are autistic and they kill them. And so, Fat Joe Boricua Morena, that's not what we about. And that hurt me dearly because that only sets us back if more shit like that happens. I understand in jail they have race. We can't change jail. Jail is on some racial shit to the highest level. But out here, we can. Because we are brothers and sisters. I went to the Dominican Republic. Everybody was dark-skinned. Everybody was black. They just talked Spanish. If people didn't understand that the difference between Haiti and Santo Domingo is that the Haitians were colonized by the French, the Dominican by the Spanish. Just because they talk Spanish does not make them African or black. Same thing with Big Papi Ortiz or Tito Trinidad or my father who's Cuban, who's blacker than black. Or my brother Hector, or my brother Juan Carlos, blacker than black. They just speak Spanish. And so, ugly. You know, I was watching my man, damn, I want to big him up. I think it's 80s hip hop. I don't know. I follow him, but he played the Black Sheep video, Choice Is Yours. I don't know if y'all know, but back then I was in the video, like engine. I was one of those guys in the back go, big it up, back on the scene. Chris, I could see myself in the video. I'm sure Drez and them ain't know I was going to be Fat Joe like now. But you know, my cheekbone is in there somewhere. Yo, what the bomba clot DJ Serge you do on here, you know? The bomba clot. And so, we rented a house in Santo Domingo. We seen it online. Crazy money. When my guy Urshan, Best Flower Box Miami, gets there to check the place out, get it right, the shit is catfish. The house got stains, it looked bummy, this, that. Urshan's like, yo, you're not going to stay here. What? And we already blew the bag. It was Thursday. Friday, everybody's flying out there. My wife, my daughter, her friends, her family. It's Friday morning, they going. So we had to find another house. But you see how God is. Found us the biggest house in Santo Domingo. The shit's so big, when anybody talk to you, you just tell them, I stood in the biggest house in Santo Domingo. I'm in the supermarket. Oh, pero ¿dónde está gordo? Yo estoy en la casa más grande. That's it. There's not nothing to talk about. We went to the Eden Rock. Shout out to the Eden Rock out there, Punta Cana. Beautiful place. The sand is like a rug. There's no pebbles in the sand at the Eden Rock. It is like a rug. And so when we go to Eden Rock, the boss of the Eden Rock is like, hey, where you standing? You know I'm standing in the biggest house in Punta Cana, the big one. He told me the address. 325. This. Bro. But we caught a miracle because we got catfish for the first one. And you know we about blowing that bag. So we said, nah, we got to get even. This was God moving the house out and said, you really need to be here. What's crazy is, you know, my mentor, J.R. Rodinger, passed away a couple of months ago. He, I didn't know, stood in the same house with my sister Lauren. And I'm using the bathroom in the house, and I hear his voice. And I'm not one of those guys. If you read the book of Jose, I'm not conspiracy theory. I'm not Santari. I'm not none of that. I don't believe none of that. I'm not, you believe in what you want, but I'm not a superstitious guy. I'm not that. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? And so, when he turns around, I hear JR's voice. Of course, they better put you where me and Lauren stayed. The fuck they thought you going to that house? And it almost sounded normal or regular. Per se. Yo, Purse, tonight I want to see you do your New Edition moves. I gotta see the New Edition dance. Yo, Purse, get your massage right now, because it ain't official, Purse. If Percy don't do the New Edition dance, you wasting my time. Brooklyn Babe, what's good? And so, damn, what the fuck I was saying, man? I forgot. I'll move on and say, I believe Ja Morant. Ja Morant took time off, 10 days off, went to a program where he had therapists and this and that. And he says he's cured now. He's found his way to positivity. He's going to do the right thing. I believe him. Joe, why do you believe him? Because I believe every white guy that says they went to a program and they're cured. Why wouldn't I believe Ja Morant when he sits there and says, hey, man. And Jalen Rose is my brother, but he asked him some kind of like, was that your gun or whose gun? Like, Jalen. I love that it was you that interviewed Ja Morant, but you got to relax. You know, I don't know if that was part of the making him look legit. I don't know. But Ja Morant, I'm with you. And I want to see you succeed. I want to see you be the greatest player in basketball. And I believe you that you have got the help to move on in a positive direction. That's just my belief. You know, while I was gone, a living legend in Spanish radio, Polito Vega, passed away. And so some people knew I was cool with him, so they called me up and said, Joe, can you say something on the radio? And so when I called up, they even told me in Spanish, yo, we know you the king of stories. Do you have a story with Polito Vega? So one day I'm flying to Miami first class. It's me and one of my ex-friends was sitting first class on this side. Polito was sitting with him, and I was sitting over here. And this seat was empty. So I told Polito, yo, that's my man. Can I sit with him? Polito said, no problem, Fat Joe, this, that. Polito Vega used to throw all the Spanish salsa fest and all that in Madison Square Garden. So I go sit next to my so-called man at the time. And Polito sits here. Long story short, a lady walks in with a baby about 8 months old. Right? Cute little baby. We flying to Miami. About an hour in, the little baby goes back and smacks the cheek off of Polito Vega. He's like, oh, shit. We looking, you know, we smile, we laugh. You know what I'm saying? We all hug the little baby. About 20 minutes later, bow! I mean, this baby was smacking flavor. It couldn't be 1 year old yet. It was maybe 8, 9 months, but a heavy hand. The baby wound up doing this shit 3 times, smacking Polito Vega's jaw off. And the minute we landed, you know when you land and somebody got a connection to something, Polito jumped up, was running out the door, and he turned around and he looked at me. He said, Fat Joe, me debe uno, me debe. He said, you owe me one. Fat Joe, you owe me one. Because he switched the chairs with me and kissed. You know, shout out my brother Swiss Beats. Man come from Jackson Projects in the Bronx where I got shot at. Shot and shot at a bunch of times. Very dangerous at that time. And the man got camels racing in Saudi Arabia. Yo, Tone Sunshine, what's good? Billy Blanco, what's good? Armando, what's good? And he has camels, and it's winning the race, and I just think it's amazing. The other night we lost a legend. Oh my God, this guy's so incredible. Lance Reddick from The Wire and John Wick. My sister Bevy Smith interviewed him the night before he died. She interviewed him on a radio show at Sirius, Bevellicious, the night before he died. And the man was talking about life after 50 years old. Eric Sherman, what's good, brother? The man is talking about life after 50 years old, that he really blew up afterwards, that he's 60, that he's taking care of himself. All positive stuff. John Wick 4's coming out. He couldn't wait. You know. And the next day, the great actor, who's phenomenal though, passes away. And so my sister puts tonight, you know, we interviewed him yesterday. Today he passed away. Live your life. I have a friend, one of my best friends, who got money. He got enough money to do whatever the fuck he want to do. But he's cheap. And so yesterday, we was talking about flaws. And we all got them. Fat Joe's got... What's the wackest shit about Fat Joe is we could all be chilling here, and without knowing, you could walk out the room and I say some slick shit about you. I'm going to be honest. I've been doing it my whole life. Like, y'all, this nigga crazy. Y'all, this is... That's whack. Right? So we talking about everybody's flaws. My man asked me, yo, what's my flaw? I said that you're cheap. Well, if that's my flaw, then I love it. Yeah, but you know what? We 50 years old. You filthy rich. You got no kids. You cheap. Don't you want to live your life? Don't you want to enjoy everything you worked hard for? And so when I see my friends, I see Armando out here. When I see him courtside at the Knicks game, I go, yes. Why? Because that's what he loves. So he'll spend money there and go with his daughter and have a great time. Like, I don't understand these people. You gotta enjoy yourself. Whatever makes you happy. Something I have not discussed because I don't know and I don't have the answers. And so the Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. Okay, I'm talking from Bronx to Bronx, but we're doing this in front of everybody. So if you from New York City, or you from any hood, or you from the Bronx, give me some fire signs to know that I'm not talking to the wrong audience. You know, we're going to talk beyond real right now. If you're ready for the beyond real, let me see fire signs. If not, let me hold this one because this is a real one. This is a serious situation. It's something I avoided talking about for a long time. And I'm not clout Alpo TS. And I'm not clout chasing. I'm not BD. I'm not Walik. I'm not clout chasing. Angel, what's up? I'm not clout chasing. This ain't, who gives a fuck? I'm my own boss. This ain't about ratings. But this is a serious subject. And and it's so serious that either way, it's a fine line talking about this. And this is on live. This isn't a tape. You can't edit this. This is real shit. Right? And so, the Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. I went over there. I shoveled the thing with Nas, with LL, with everybody. 50th anniversary. We are proud of hip hop, and we need to symbolize it. We need to celebrate it like every other genre of music. It's important for somebody to come to New York City and say, where's the Hip Hop Museum? It's in the Bronx. It has Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full, Dapper Dan jacket. This was Run DMC. So we need the culture. Crazy Legs first, breakdance, spaghetti, what's up? We have to have it. We're the only genre that don't. And whenever you get nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that's not hip hop. Okay, we'll take it, we'll respect it. That's not hip hop. And so, some people put together a hip hop museum. Ruben Diaz Jr. was the Bronx Borough president for 12 years. He loves it. If the museum goes down without a hitch and successful, it would be the greatest thing that Ruben Diaz Jr. has accomplished in his career of being the Bronx Borough president. He's no longer. Vanessa is. But I'm just trying to tell you, and that's my brother. That's my brother, right? And so, recently there's a lot of noise. And so they've been, Rocky's in charge. They've been generating millions of people been donating millions and millions of dollars to the museum, and they all believe that hip hop is such part of our DNA, our heart, our culture, our soul, that we must see this go through. Now, if you ever wondered, whatever hood you're from, Biloxi, Columbus, Ohio, the South Bronx, Germantown, Philly, Compton, if you're from any hood, south side of Chicago, and you say to yourself, how come our shit never gets better? It always looks whack. It's because when you try to finally start something and try to do something for us, by us, your own community shuts it down, whether they dislike the people who are doing it or not, right? So now, the part I was talking about was, there's 3 founding fathers. This is crazy because on Twitter, Fat Joe's a white guy. He's a fake hip. He's in a culture vulture. He's against the culture, like he's a visitor. And I'm the nigga with the fucking knowledge. I'm the guy talking the real shit, okay? But Twitter's crazy, right? Cool. And I talk about the shit nobody gonna talk about. There's 3 founding fathers. Grandmaster Flash, Kool Herc, and Africa Bambaataa of the Universal Zulu Nation. Now, Africa Bambaataa has shit like Soul Sonic Force. There would not be no Luke from Miami or no bass music or booty music if it wasn't for everybody sampling Soul Sonic Force, Africa Bambaataa. Okay? He's beyond a pioneer. Since I met the man, he was always stand up, always a nice guy. I'm not copping out. He was always about inclusion. He was always about, if you Asian and you love hip hop, if you white and you love hip hop, if you black, if you Latino, it's inclusion. They would have these Zulu Nation anniversaries. This is where my brother would go, bring the cassette back, and how I learned about hip hop. Now, because we don't like these people, or we have different things about them, we cannot exclude the history of hip hop music. We cannot change it to our likings.